This week in the news, Activision Blizzard has reported that a macro chunk of its revenue comes from microtransactions. Hey folks, this is Riker with a gaming news wrap-up video where we discuss the happenings of the week. This week's topics include some important takeaways from Activision Blizzard's latest earnings call, Blizzard finally cracking down on World of Warcraft multiboxers, the leaked Diablo 4 desk mat going on sale, and more. As always, discussion timestamps can be found in the video description below, but right before you skip ahead, just a quick reminder to ring that sub notification bell to be alerted to new Saturday episodes and stay up to date with gaming news highlights. In our first story, Oldschool Runescape has hit a new record. After a new event that began on October 28th, Oldschool Runescape hit a record 157,000 concurrent players, which is an impressive feat for a 7-year-old game that is a version of a nearly 20-year-old game. And it's all thanks to the League's 2 Trailblazer event, which is effectively an action RPG season, ladder, or league type system brought to RuneScape. You start on a fresh account, the event lasts 2 months, and the interesting twist is that you unlock more areas of the game world as you progress, but you have to choose wisely because you cannot unlock everything. I feel these last few years have really shown that league or seasonal type content is a powerful way of engaging players, bringing them back to a game, and keeping a game fresh. There is so much competition these days, so many new games are constantly releasing. If your existing game isn't doing something every couple of months, it's gonna be forgotten. In other quick news, Blizzard President J. Allen Brack released a fireside chat video this week, in which he revealed that BlizzCon Online, the virtual BlizzCon event coming up February 19th through 20th, will be free for everyone. Normally, Blizzard would sell virtual tickets to BlizzCon. The main stage announcements would be free for everyone to watch, but for all the side panels, you would have to have a BlizzCon ticket in order to view them. And I must say that I'm pleasantly surprised to see this move. In more general Activision Blizzard news, late last week, Activision Blizzard had their Q3 2020 financial earnings call. These meetings are generally done to reassure the shareholders that everything is great. And so you always have to look at these from that angle that, while they're not gonna lie because they can't, they will try to spin things to be as positive as possible to shareholders. So in Q3 2020, that's July through September, Activision Blizzard made $1.95 billion in revenue, and $1.2 billion of that came from microtransactions. That is just over 60% of the company's revenue came only from microtransactions. And if we compare this to the same period last year, in Q3 2019, Activision Blizzard made $709 million in microtransactions, which represents a nice 69% increase in revenue from MTX. Now, a huge reason for this spike came from the Call of Duty franchise. And part of that, of course, has to do with moving Call of Duty onto mobile. And during the call, Activision Blizzard reaffirmed its commitment to mobile. Activision Blizzard President and COO Daniel Alegre stated, quote, "We need to make sure that we're enabling our franchises on the billions of mobile devices that are available right now. That's by far our biggest opportunity, and we're investing meaningfully to capitalize on this and to take all our franchises to mobile over time. That's really important for us." Now, as a reminder, at BlizzCon 2018, when Diablo Immortal was revealed, Blizzard had stated that they were going to be bringing all of their franchises to mobile. Now, depending on how you define Blizzard's franchises, at the very least, that means we can expect Overwatch and StarCraft to be titles that'll eventually make their way onto mobile. Heroes of the Storm, for instance, can be considered an amalgamation of its other properties. Hearthstone can fall under the umbrella of Warcraft. So it's really StarCraft and Overwatch that are the 2 properties that currently, as far as we're aware, have no mobile project revealed. It would not, however, surprise me to learn that there is some StarCraft mobile project in the works, given that there is a lot of interest in strategy type games on mobile. Now, it's also worth noting that Activision Blizzard slightly overperformed relative to analyst speculations. And as the company is heading into the new year, Activision Blizzard boss Bobby Kotick revealed in an interview with GamesBeat that they need to hire more than 2,000 people to meet the company's production demands. And this would be on top of its already existing roster of more than 10,000 employees. This statement, of course, comes after word of the Blizzard office in Versailles being shut down, and the massive layoff wave in early 2019 that saw 800 employees lose their jobs. In both these cases, the employees losing their positions were all in the community management, localization, support, all manner of job positions that aren't directly making games. And this is in line with Activision Blizzard's shift in focus over the past couple of years onto producing more games. Now, throughout the call, the company had positive things to say about World of Warcraft. Quote, "In World of Warcraft, for example, we've seen unprecedented engagement trends since the subscriber base doubled following the launch of Classic last year. Pre-sales of the upcoming Shadowlands expansion are the highest we've seen at this stage ahead of any release." Now, on the topic of those pre-sales, Blizzard has in fact stated this for the past couple of WoW expansions. This statement that pre-sales have been higher than ever before. And that's certainly a positive. But as for that unprecedented level of engagement, well, let's read a little bit more into what else they've said. Quote, "World of Warcraft monthly active users were stable year over year, having structurally increased in Q3 2019 following the launch of Classic. Anticipation continues to build for the Shadowlands expansion ahead of its November 23rd launch. Franchise engagement is at its highest level for this stage ahead of an expansion in a decade, with pre-sales well ahead of any prior expansion." Now again, this is good news for Shadowlands, but the fact that monthly active users have remained stable isn't actually a positive. With everything going on this year, more people are at home and playing games. The gaming industry globally has experienced an increase in monthly active users. So if WoW is stable while everyone else is seeing a bump, that means that WoW's numbers actually went down and then got bumped up to a baseline of stability. Across all of its properties, Blizzard reported a monthly active user count of 30 million. That means that at some point throughout any given month, 30 million individual people or individual accounts logged into a Blizzard game. That is still a healthy number, but it has been on a downward trend since 2018, when the numbers were at 38 million and have just continued to go down until we're now at 30. Basically, at this point, within Activision Blizzard's stable, Blizzard isn't exactly the star. And the less competitive Blizzard is within the Activision Blizzard atmosphere, the more pressure it's going to face in order to perform. Now, apart from the big interest in WoW Shadowlands, there's other good news for World of Warcraft as well, and that's Blizzard finally cracking down on multiboxers, specifically those who rely on software to control multiple accounts at once. Quote, "We will soon begin issuing warnings to all players who are detected using input broadcasting software to mirror commands to multiple accounts at the same time, often used for multiboxing. With these warnings, we intend to notify players that they should not use this software while playing World of Warcraft. Soon thereafter, the warnings will escalate to account actions, which can include suspension and, if necessary, permanent closure of the player's World of Warcraft account or accounts. We strongly advise you to cease using this type of software immediately to maintain uninterrupted access to World of Warcraft." And this was confirmed to also be applicable to WoW Classic. And again, I'll stress that you can still multi-box as long as you're not using software to replicate commands across multiple accounts. You can have two instances of the game running on two separate accounts, and you can be tabbing back and forth, controlling both characters, as long as you're not doing one key command to control two characters simultaneously. Onto some Path of Exile news. The devs this week released a blog post revealing their new stash tab folders and affinities system. The folders system allows you to sort stash tabs into different categories, which is something that I had seen last Epoch reveal as a feature that I thought was a fantastic feature, and I'm happy to see that come to Path of Exile. But what really blew me away was the affinity system, which allows you to designate a stash tab to store selected, specialized item types in. You can then control-click an item from your inventory, and it will automatically go into the designated stash tab. This is such a fantastic quality of life change, and it is free. You do not have to buy this as you have to buy premium stash tabs. It is rolled out as a free feature, and they in fact rolled it out this week along with a patch. Full patch notes in the video description below. In other action RPG news, Warhammer Chaosbane revealed a new class coming to the game, the Witch Hunter. This will be coming as DLC for the game on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Full link to the video in the description below. And lastly, onto some Diablo 4 news. A couple weeks ago, we reported on a leaked piece of Diablo 4 merchandise, a desk mat with the painting of Lilith and Inarius. And now we can confirm that this piece of merchandise is now available in the Blizzard Gear store. And lastly, in Diablo 3 news, Season 22 officially begins November 20th. As a reminder, Season 21 ends on November 8th, and patch 2.6.10 will be launching on November 10th. That'll include all the balance changes and new items, but not the seasonal theme, which again will start November 20th. And that's going to wrap up this week's video, but do be sure to have checked out last week's video, in which we reported on the lead systems designer of Diablo 4 being moved on to World of Warcraft. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to my Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube supporters for making these videos possible. If you like what you see on this channel and want to support the creation of more content, you can consider pledging on YouTube or Patreon and unlocking behind-the-scenes content, monthly virtual hangouts, and more. If you enjoyed this video, please share it. Check out these other videos and subscribe to join Rikers Raiders for more gaming content.